It's thriller night. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Book-a-ween. Hey! I thought it'd be fun to show you guys some of my favorite mystery thrillers slash horror books to get you in the Halloween spirit. I will preface this by saying I don't feel like I'm like the biggest mystery thriller fan and horror fan, but I feel like for someone who's not like super into it, I do really like these books, and I just wanted to share some of these favorite books. So many books to go over and some that I don't even have with me, so let's get to it. So these are going to be YA mystery thrillers. I don't have a ton, but one of my favorites is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is a very, I think everyone knows this one. This is about our main character named Pip, who is a teen detective. There was a murder that happened in her town that she believes the murderer wasn't the actual murderer. So she's going to figure out who actually did it. And she's doing that for like one of her senior thesis. So while you're going on ChatGPT looking up how to do shit, she's actually doing this shit. Hold on, sorry. She gets up to a lot of crazy things, a lot of mysteries get unveiled. It's really fun. I felt like the mystery at the end of this was really good. I think everything aligned really well. That's one thing about a mystery thriller to me. I'm very, I guess, almost picky about it. I want it to be satisfying. I want it to make sense. I want it to not get me, but I also could look at it and be like, oh shit, like that was good. That makes sense. And that was good. That was good and I really liked it. I feel like the twist that does happen is just so good. I feel like this is a good step into mystery thrillers as well. I would recommend if you want to get into the genre, I think this is a good first book to get into. The next book I have is None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. This is about our main character who is a serial killer survivor and another main character who his dad, I believe his dad was murdered by a serial killer. And they are recruited by the FBI to talk to juvenile serial killers. This book is very dark for a YA book, but it is really interesting. Like they literally go and talk to serial killers. Very fascinating, very good. This one was crazy. I felt like really kept me on edge. It does give, I feel, very eerie feelings. I feel like I don't hear a lot about this book either. The next book I have is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I love this series. Read it now. I want my own army. This book is basically about our main character named Cassie is getting recruited by the FBI to be part of this program called The Naturals, where it's basically a bunch of kids. They get together, they all have like a special ability. They get together to try and solve cold cases. I am obsessed with this series because I think the twists at the end make sense and they're so good. They're twists that are like, oh shit, that's like really good. That's like mastermind level, or at least they're mastermind level, but they also are just so good. They're not complicated. Maybe that's the word I'm thinking of. I also feel like this is a very fast read. If you read any of these books, highly recommend you reading The Naturals. It's so good. It gives kind of Criminal Minds-esque a little bit too. If you like that, you're gonna like this. A YA horror book I have for you is House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. This is basically about three sisters who one day have disappeared, and then like a couple of months later they come back and their appearance is like completely different. They don't remember anything that happened to them and nobody knows what happens to them. But we're following the youngest sister named Iris. Her oldest sister goes missing and she tries to find her, and it kind of suspects that she disappeared because of what happened to them when they were younger, when they all disappeared. Did that tally it up? I hope so. This was crazy. This one is actually insane. Also very gory as well. It gives like botanical gore, if that makes sense. I wouldn't have never guessed the plot twist to this in like a million years. There were things that I did kind of guess, but I feel like it was still really good and I was really interested. Absolutely wild, bad shit. How did she think of this? Crystal Sutherland, you are unwell. Just kidding, she's not unwell. She's doing fine. So those are all of my YA books that I have. Into the adult books, the first one I have is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This one is basically set on a secluded island where there is a wedding happening. Uh-oh. Wait, do I tell you that? Basically, there's a murder that happens on this island and it's told in the perspective of the bride, the plus one, the best man, the wedding planner, and the bridesmaid. So you're figuring out who got killed and also who is the murderer. I felt like it was really good. I think all of Lucy Foley's books kind of tend to go on that line where it's told in a multiple perspectives and you're kind of figuring out with the characters. I don't like completely remember what happens in this one, so maybe I should reread it. I do remember really enjoying it. It's short, it's fast, it was easy, It's entertaining. There's a murder happening, so you're trying to figure it out. They're also secluded on this island where they literally can't leave because I think it's like raining or some of that extent, where it's like really dangerous for them to go back onto the mainland because of the ocean and the sea and the storm. Another classic I feel like in thriller mysteries is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides? Don't remember how to say his name actually. Sorry, Alex. So this one is about this girl shoots her husband in the face. After she shot him, she refuses to talk. For like years, she doesn't talk. We have this psychotherapist who is trying to get her to talk and try to figure out her story and trying to kind of like prove her innocence in some way. This was crazy. This was my kind of first introduction into the mystery thriller genre. This blew me away. Like I said, I couldn't fucking guess it to save my life. Like I said, the twists were twisty. Every time I see it, I'm like, damn, yeah, that was pretty good. I will give it to you, Mr. Alex Michaelides, whatever your name is. I'm so sorry, I don't know your name. Next book I have is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. This woman's daughter has gone missing. It's been like years later, and she meets this guy, really starts liking him, starts to get to know him, and then meets his daughter, and his daughter looks so eerily similar to her daughter that disappeared. She kind of gets reinvested back into kind of figuring out what happened to her daughter. This book, I'm not gonna lie, freaky. This book gives a little like true crime vibes. Okay, this feels like this happened, and that's like really scary. This one feels like I was there and I saw it. I do get very eerie vibes. I don't think the mystery aspect is like super crazy, but the thriller aspect is very crazy, I think. Really good though. I really did like this. I will heed warning, it's a little cray. It's a little cray. The next book I have is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This is my favorite Frida McFadden book. I've read a couple of her books. This one's personally my favorite. This one is about a couple who is going to visit this open house, but they accidentally get stuck there because of a snowstorm, so they kind of have to stay. They find out that this is a house. Well, they know that this is about, they know that this house used to belong to a really popular psychologist. The girl stumbles upon her office and finds these tapes that the psychologist had recorded during her therapy sessions, and she gets really interested with one patient that she's had therapist sessions with. You kind of get to have her perspective of like finding these tapes and listening to them, and then also you get another past timeline perspective of the psychologist. This one is just so good. This one eats. This twist, hey, crazy, hooked, 8. What else do you want? Very quick read. It's just so good. This is, like I said, my favorite Frida book. I know The Housemaid is her most popular book, but I think this one is her best one that I have read. The next one I have is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This one is about a girl who is secluded on an island. A lot of the mystery books I read are kind of similar. She's secluded on this island. She's like house sitting for this person, and she gives a 1-star review of this author's writing. The author sees it, starts some beef with her, and instead of just like moving on from there, this author comes to her house and tries to kill her. There's a hair. Now, like, I always think about that now. I'm like, what if I give this book 1 star now? What's gonna happen to me? If I don't post for a while, look at my Goodreads. This was so good, so fun. The twist, there's so many twists. And it also, I felt like, was very eerie as well. There's plot twists until the end of the book. It's literally so crazy. Probably the most plot twist I've ever read in a book, honestly. It's just really good. Good time. The next book I have is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. This one is about this girl. Her dad used to be a serial killer until he went to prison. I don't know if he died in prison or like he just went to prison. He used to be a serial killer and used to kill all these girls, whatever. A couple of years later, she's now an adult, and there is this copycat serial killer going around and kind of mimicking her dad's previous kills. She feels like she needs to solve the case because she feels almost responsible for what's going on. So she takes on the case and tries to figure out who this person is and get justice, babe. She really leads you down one path and then goes a complete opposite way. That's like the classic, like, I'm gonna lead you here and you're gonna think this until the last second, and then I'm gonna move you over here and then you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's not what happened. And it's really good. I feel like another thriller that just makes sense to me. The twist of it all made sense and I really liked it. The main character's a little bit of a dumb bitch, like a tiny bit, but like everything else was pretty good. Another book I have is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. The guy has like facial blindness. He can't like distinguish like facial features very well. Him and his wife decided to go to this mountain vacation, but they get snowed in and they cannot leave. They are going around this like really creepy cabin. The lights barely work. There's no heat. There's no food really. There's just like really spooky ooky things happening that is freaking the main girl out. There's multiple perspectives in this book as well. Like I said, really fucking good twist. I never would have caught that at all in a million years, and I never catch anything, but like I would have never caught this one. The big plot twist was so good. And the last book I have is considered a cozy mystery. This was The Maid by Nita Prose. This is about our main character named Molly, who is a maid. She's Molly the maid. One day she goes up to one of her guests and starts cleaning, and she finds a dead body. And so she accidentally kind of gets roped into it. She also gets kind of accused for this murder because she seems like she looks suspicious, and so she also is getting blamed for the murder. So she's trying to figure out who did it, how to stop it, all that jazz. I love Molly. I think she is such a precious character. The mystery, you kind of know what's gonna happen. Poor Molly just doesn't understand, but like you as the reader know what's gonna happen. It's not like super mysterious. It's not like super thrilling. Molly, the character, you just fall in love with her, and I loved her so much that I think it's just honestly worth it to read it just because of her. That's all I got. Ugh, I almost burped. Thanks for watching. Hey babe, I'm gonna see you tomorrow because it's Book-a-ween and I'm posting every single day, but till not Christmas. Imagine posting every single day till Christmas. Do you remember when Jake Paul like vlogged every single day? How long did he vlog for every single day? It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months. Never done before. Not me exposing that I am a Jake Paul stan. Just kidding, I'm not. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.